Hello, I'm Harry Riley. Welcome to Harry's 10-Minute Tales. This is called The Dream Home by Harry Riley. This story is fiction, and resemblance to anyone, living or dead, is coincidental. Oliver Elliott waved his parents off at the dockside. He told them not to worry and promised faithfully to check the mail and to look after things while they were away. They were going on a 3 months holiday cruise on a luxury liner. This was their first proper holiday in many years, and their only son was delighted. It fitted in very well with his plans. He already had several immediate bookings for his advertisements, and the doctor and nursing staff were lined up ready to swing into action. Mr. and Mrs. Elliott had finally achieved their lifetime's ambition. Tom Elliott had raved about doing the big cruise for so long, and now they were away. It would have happened sooner, had it not been for Oliver's harebrained ideas that always went wrong, and necessitated them bailing him out financially so many times. He was in his 30s and ought to have settled down, thought his mother Molly. But he showed no interest in anything but his crazy get-rich schemes. His parents, on the other hand, were shrewd about their money and had saved hard for their big holiday and their long-term goal of buying a dream home, and now on their return it would be waiting for them. It was a brand new 5-bedroomed house in the country, in its own private grounds, and big enough to entertain their friends and relations. The house was fully furnished with all the trimmings, an indoor swimming pool and sauna, and the heating had been left on low to dry out the plaster, and the beds in all ensuite rooms were made up ready for occupation after the break. So much to look forward to. But the best laid plans and all that. Things started to go wrong right from the start, as Tom began to feel unwell due to a mysterious tummy bug. He thought he had overdosed on oysters, and the feeling persisted and he took to his bed. Next day he felt a little better and was able to accompany his wife on a few light deck activities, such as ping pong and crazy golf, and he even joined Molly in the fancy dress conga line. However, after only a week or so, the sickness returned, with violent stomach cramps, and he was clearly too ill to enjoy the fun. Without more ado, he was whipped off the ship and flown back to a hospital in Britain by emergency air ambulance. Molly was to follow on the next available commercial flight. Back in the UK, she ordered a taxi to take her straight to their new home to deposit their luggage and to collect a few of his personal toiletries. A strange feeling came over her as she inserted the key in the lock and entered the wide hallway. She was not alone, and there was a strong smell of antiseptic. Hurrying up the stairs, she went into the master bedroom and screamed out as she saw a young woman sitting up in her bed with her hand outstretched. She was being attended by a seated beautician and having a gentle manicure. Molly ran out again and into the opposite bedroom. This one also had a female occupant, obviously recovering from some medical surgery. And it was the same in all rooms, and she encountered a blue uniformed nurse in the last one, inserting a thermometer into a patient's mouth. Plunging downstairs in a daze, she entered the living room and rang her son's mobile phone. He answered immediately, cheerfully assuming she was ringing from the ship, and in a sing-song voice asked how she was enjoying the easy life, all afloat on the beautiful briny. Choking back tears of rage and frustration, his mother explained her predicament and asked him to come round to their new home as soon as possible, so she could tear him limb from limb. It took all Oliver's powers of persuasion to stop her running amok with his father's chainsaw, but after dropping everything and popping round in his open 2-seater Porsche, he breezed into the house and discreetly showed his mother the receipts for just 1 week's bookings at the Shangri-La Restorative Health Clinic. It was his own brilliant idea to put his parents' new home to good use during their protracted absence, and to make it pay for itself in the meantime. He had advertised in medical journals for clients following their cosmetic surgery, so they could recover and be pampered in luxury surroundings in the country. Look here, mother, they pay 10 grand a week, and £5,000 more for manicures and pedicures and stinky black mud beauty treatment, imported specially from the Dead Sea. This last item was a bit of artistic licence, as the mud was actually dredged from the local canal complete with authentic black leeches to remove excessive blood from overfed bodies. They would have a spare bed next week, and he invited Molly to book in at a special discount rate and try it for herself. With Tom Elliott inconsiderately about to expire, Molly soon calmed down as she considered the possibilities of Oliver's new enterprise. The profits were enormous, and she could envisage herself overseeing the business as she happily banked the proceeds. She might well be alone soon and would need a good paying business to keep her occupied. She moved into a nearby hotel after instructing her lawyers to draw up the necessary partnership agreement with her son Oliver. Tom Elliott duly died, and within 6 months of his passing there were 6 more Shangri-La restorative health clinics, and all performing extremely well. Oliver the wastrel had done good after all. End.